Interceptions by Davis, Hendricks, Jackson, and Hayes ensured a perfect 4-0 slate against NFC opponents. Every Raider contributed. Pete Banaszak, Warren Bankston, Harold Hart, Dave Hum, Lindsey Mason, Jim Plunkett, Pat Toomey, Bob Watts, Greg Westbrooks. New head coach Tom Flores and assistants Oliver Spencer, Lou Erber, Merrill Moore, Ray Wilsey, Sam Bogosian, and Charles Sumner would face many obstacles in 1979. Raider managing general partner Al Davis, dedicated general partner Ed McGaw, the entire organization realized 1978 did not meet the exceptional high standards of excellence set by the Raiders. For no team has dominated pro football as consistently as these proud warriors in silver and black. Yet the true greatness of the Raiders remains in its future. Raider fans believe the greatness will go on, knowing one thing endures within this organization, the unyielding will to win.
He's got time, but he does not have what he was looking for. He's got an interception by Lester Hayes. Lester Hayes with his 6th kickoff of the season.
We have 6 minutes and 40 seconds left. You see New England leading Seattle by 3 in the 4th. Theismann off the hands of Thompson, intercepted by Lester Hayes. Hayes to the 20, and down he goes. Ricky Thompson had it go off his hands, and Lester Hayes makes the big interception.
Well, we talked about the high pass that is deflected. Here's an example. The ball's a little high. It's tipped. Lester Hayes comes up with a big play.
Innovative defensive coaches Earl Leggett, Willie Brown, Chet Franklin, and Charlie Sumner masterminded defenses for Seattle, which yielded 2 Lester Hayes interceptions. Hostile defense took charge as linebackers Rod Martin, Ted Hendricks, and Randy McClanahan attacked, and cornerback Lester Hayes, number 37, picked off passes. Though one of Hayes' interceptions in this game was called back, he led the entire NFL in a secondary that topped the league in interceptions. Spirited defense overpowered Cincinnati. As one of 24 Raiders in only their first 4 pro seasons, All-Star Lester Hayes made things happen along with Monty Jackson, Mike Davis, Randy McClanahan, Dwayne Osteen, and others.
3rd down and about 9, maybe a little more than 9. Lawrence McCutcheon single setback, 4 wide receivers for Seattle. And Oakland has tended to blitz on this situation. And here they come. Zorn picked off Lester Hayes. His 9th interception of the year. Lester. That ball was deflected, I believe, and Hayes was there.
But it was the one mistake, Frank, that Seattle could not afford. It's what they've been doing in the late minutes of every game, because now a field goal can win it for Oakland.
He did get the blitz, and here's the thing he's been criticized most for. I don't think he saw Lester Hayes out of Houston and Texas A&M. I think he didn't see him coming from the other side. Hendricks could have touched it a little bit.
I thought he did.
Maybe he did.
I'll tell you one thing, Lester Hayes, the kind of season he's having, that's his 16th interception in less than 2 years. There is Ira Matthews. As I said, has really not lived up to his great college senior year when he averaged almost 7 yards on punt returns for Wisconsin, leading the nation. Weaver, he's in trouble. And it's blocked.
There you go.
It was Ted Hendricks who made the block. And there's a scramble in the end zone. No.
They lucked
It's
out
a
with
safety. They got away with the safety as deep as
Seattle could get away. It looked like it was going to be 6, but there's a flag down at the line of scrimmage.
Well, they did luck out, because that could have been a touchdown very easily.
They really did. And once again, the big play, Ted Hendricks.
Ineligible receiver, downfield, on the punt, refused, safety.
2 points racked up for the Oakland Raiders, and they'll get the football back on the free kick from the 20.
Well, now, it was not a bad snap. You think he's trying to play games? He saw Ray Guy do his number, Herrera do his number.
It was Lester Hayes pressuring Weaver and Ted Hendricks with the block. And I don't have the exact numbers, but Hendricks over the years has probably blocked more punts and field goals than any other active linebacker in the game.
When you realize the quarterback's going to throw the football, get your hands up in the air. And this is the other side of the field, but the Philadelphia Eagles have to lead the NFL in deflected passes at the line of scrimmage.
And you watch Hayes, and we'll keep our eye on him. He's had a brilliant season. Many feel he's the best quarterback in the NFL at this moment. 2nd and 10. Jaworski down the middle. Carmichael fumbles, and it's Matt Millen of the Oakland Raiders who picks it up, and he is finally stopped, whistled dead at about the 27-yard line. And now they're going to call it an incomplete pass.
Whoa.
A late call for incomplete pass. It was after Millen had picked it up and had been whistled dead before the official came in and said no good.
And the official who called that was behind Carmichael on the reception. I don't blame the Oakland Raiders for being a little bit upset. But Jaworski gets good pass protection here as you look at the line of scrimmage. And Carmichael on about a 15-yard down and in underneath the zone coverage. And he does have long strides, but he has possession of the football. He has possession of the football. Jarred loose.
Burgess Owens, 44, knocked it away. Matt Millen, 55, picked it up, but it is ruled an incomplete pass. So the Eagles still in possession at the 43-yard line.
This is a game, too, Dick. Two very, very good football teams. It's going to be determined by mistakes. The fewer the mistakes, the better chance you have to win.
3rd and 10. 3 wide receivers in now for Philadelphia.
Smith.
Knocked down at the line of scrimmage again. Ted Hendricks, the linebacker. Bob Trumpy mentioned that Hendricks, very tall, and so is McClanahan. They use their arms well, and a deflected pass by Hendricks. It's 4th and 10.
He plays more of a rover back for the Oakland Raiders. And
from his own goal line, almost intercepted by Mike Davis, number 36, at the 30-yard line. And Davis appeared to injure a wrist. Jaworski has Harris and Montgomery behind him. And he's moving along. Smith intercepted. Lester Hayes, his 10th of the year. And Hayes is to the 30 and all the way to the 36-yard line. And ladies and gentlemen, there is a young man who may well be, not Jaworski, but Lester Hayes, the top pass defender in this league. 10 interceptions. He's had 3 others called back that weren't his fault for the penalty. Otherwise would have 13. And Hayes has been brilliant. He's in his 4th year out of Texas A&M, and here it is again.
Dick, I'll tell you, when Jaworski sits up right here, he was open. That pump cost him an interception. Smith was open early, uncovered. Hayes was sitting on the outside of him and had a chance to come over and make the interception. I imagine when Jaworski looks at the film on Tuesday of that play, he will try to bring back that pump fake he had to the other side, because Smith was open.
Both these ball clubs, particularly Denver, they would just about drop out of it. When you look at the standings in the AFC West, San Diego, as Howard alluded to a moment ago, with a 1-point win over Dick Vermeil's Philadelphia Eagles yesterday. They're on top at 9-4. They must be watching tonight. And the Oakland Raiders, of course, with a win tonight, will move into a tie. And of course, we've been talking about our Pittsburgh-Houston game, and you see the Cleveland Browns with a win over the Houston Oilers yesterday on top of that one.
Cleveland's destiny clearly is its own. Their remaining games, Jets, Vikes, and finally the Bengals.
Oakland, they don't have it easy. They have Dallas here next Sunday. Then they play the Denver Broncos. And then they close with the Giants. That's the Oakland Raiders. Out of the shotgun, Morton. 2nd and 8, hang it up and look for a flag. Is this? And it's taken by Lester Hayes, and that is Lester Hayes
11th interception of this season, and he is bringing it back. Time has expired. They could not get the field goal opportunity as time expires on the run back. Dave Studdard made the stop defensively for Denver. But Lester Hayes, he is something else. That's his 18th interception in less than 2 years. You think he's not all pro? Again, time expired on the run back, so Oakland unable to attempt the field goal. Let's look at it again. It was just a throw it up there in the direction of Upchurch and Watson. Hope you might get a deflection and a reception or get a penalty. And even though time might have expired, you would have on the defensive foul an opportunity for the field goal. Such is not the case, however. And the team moves into the locker room. Stay with us for our halftime highlights coming your way.
The field goal range of Joe Danello, whose long is 57 yards. Ritter now 50%, 4 of 8 for 31 yards. They're down 15. Peter in motion. Looping it into the corner. Incomplete and almost intercepted. Ernest Gray, the intended receiver, and Lester Hayes had perfect position.
Yes, Lester Hayes leads the National Football League with 12 interceptions. He's going up top. You can take a look at the top of your screen. 37 in the black, Lester Hayes. 83 is Ernest Gray. The ball is up in the air, and that sun, I think, got to Lester Hayes because it looked like he really couldn't locate that football, Charlie, because that is the sunspot area over there. He's a good runner, Charlie. Big enough and strong enough. Without the holes out there, without the offensive lineman to open up a few cavities out there, it's very difficult to run. All right, Minnesota leading Houston 13-3 in the second quarter.
Turn it into a 69-yard touchdown, but he is driven out of bounds at the 19-yard line. 13 interceptions for Lester Hayes. 44 yards on the return.
The sun was not in his eyes this time. Number 37, Lester Hayes. Danny Pittman was going up top, and he let him go. The ball hits Lester Hayes right in the stomach. It looked like that the quarterback was going for 38. Billy Taylor, but it was a poorly thrown football. Lester Hayes almost takes this all the way back. You can see that Davis is encouraging him to come on. Quarterback gets involved in the play. 82 is Danny Pittman finally bringing him down. 44-yard return by Lester Hayes. He now has 13. Charlie, and I think
there's the way you throw it. And there's the way you defend it. Lester Hayes. Excellent coverage. Perfect coverage. What a day he's having. He's had 2 quarterback sacks, and for a cornerback, that's virtually unheard of. You don't have that in the whole season. But here you got Renfro going up top, man-to-man coverage. 37 Lester Hayes with Renfro makes an excellent play right there. He turned his head around, didn't lose sight of the fact of where the receiver is. Located the football and knocked it away.
And don't forget also, he had the interception in the end zone.
He has the stickum that glue all over his head here, as well as the rest of his body.
Rob Carpenter in the backfield. It is 3rd down and 10. Flags are down. Pass is incomplete at the 45-yard line. Renfro is claiming pass interference. Lester Hayes had the coverage, but a flag was dropped back at the 30. On the far side of the field.
Well, I know that Oakland jumped. The defensive lineman jumped. I don't know whether they got back or not. May not have. Might have been Willie Jones. Here it is.
That is very close to pass interference. Remember on a pass interference call that the defender has an equal opportunity to the football as does the receiver. But you can't go through the man. He almost went through.
Defense, the left side of the defensive line, 3rd down.
3 tight ends in the ball game. Long early
is going for it.
Sustaining a field goal attempt in the tie right now with 1:46 left to go, first quarter. So put that in your memory book.
And I think that the ball undoubtedly will go to the man who carries the number 34. That's who I'd give it to.
Raiders have 4 down linemen now. Matuzak, Kinlaw, Joe Campbell, Dave Browning as Nelson linebacker comes out.
You're going to see a massive humanity down there because Oakland is digging in. So is Houston.
Campbell, he's got it. The Campbell pays off. He goes to the 1-yard line. Lester Hayes stopped him. Knee injury, he will not return. They let go, and he is wrapped up. Lester Hayes got him second sack of the ball game for the Oakland Raiders. And Hayes got both sacks. Now you've got a defensive cornerback blitzing.
Well, he has responsibility. If a back came out his way, he wouldn't be able to do that, but the back went the other way, so he had no responsibility on the coverage. So he just takes off after Stabler, gets him around the neck, and brings him down. A big play once again for Oakland. I'm sure that they haven't shown this. This is something new because Stabler had no idea or no inkling whatsoever.
And then it's picked up. From the 27. An attempt of 37 yards and the tie. At halftime. It's blocked. A scramble for the football. I believe it was Lester. Was it Lester Hayes that came up with it or Willie Jones? Lester Hayes came up with it. Willie Jones is the man who blocked it. And time runs out.
So does Temple. They're very short right now on that field. I'm looking for a real explosive second half. Tony Pritch coming in to kick the ball. He just punches it. It's a low kick. He didn't really get it up in the air. 37, Lester Hayes comes up with it. Snake coming up on first down and putting the ball in the air to loosen up those linebackers because the linebackers are really uptight to that line of scrimmage, looking for the run all the way.
Houston, their own 37-yard line, play action on first down. Has pressure, slips the pressure. In the coverage, it's caught, 24-yard line. Lester Hayes had the coverage on Mike Renfro. 39 yards. That is Renfro's second reception of the ball game. Remember the first one? Sideline pass into the first half.
He was not looking for Renfro. He was looking the other way. Plenty of time. Good pass protection by that line. He avoids a move right here. A lot of other quarterbacks were taken off and run because there was nobody in front of him. But he drilled that ball, and Renfro came up with a big catch, something that they have needed. Now they're in excellent field position, and they put Earl Campbell to work. There it is, Renfro, 82, wide receiver. It's good coverage.
Earl Campbell very slow getting up, but Earl is always very slow getting up.
Yeah, Bump says he's slow going down, too.
Intercepted in the end zone. And now to the 1-yard line. The man in the secondary for the Oakland Raiders is Lester Hayes. Listen to the crowd.
This ball and it ricochets. When it ricochets down there, generally there's a defensive man to make a play, and it does. Lester Hayes, 37, the man that's been making the interceptions all year, comes up with a big play, stops it. A scoring drive by Houston. We'll be back in a moment. All that glue on their hands and makes it tough in gripping and throwing the football for the quarterback. You throw it out of bounds, whether you catch it or not, it's no good.
That pass that we talked about that he completed during the regular season was to Billy White. Hughes Johnson covered 57 yards for a score. 2nd and 10. The Raiders now will go with 4 down linemen, 5 in the secondary. Roaches and Renfro are the receivers. Campbell, the remaining back.
There's the way you throw it.
And there's the way you defend it. Lester Hayes. Excellent coverage. Perfect coverage.
What a day he's having. He's had 2 quarterback sacks, and for a cornerback, that's virtually unheard of. You don't have that in the whole season. But here you got Renfro going up top. Man-to-man coverage. 37 Lester Hayes with Renfro. Makes an excellent play right there. He turned his head around, didn't lose sight of the back to where the receiver is. Located the football and knocked it away.
And don't forget also, he had the interception in the end zone.
He has the stick of that glue all over his head here, as well as the rest of his body.
Rob Carpenter in the backfield. It is 3rd down and 10. Flags are down. Pass is incomplete at the 45-yard line. Renfro is claiming pass interference. Lester Hayes had the coverage, but a flag was dropped back at the 30 on the far side of the field.
Well, I know that Oakland jumped. The defensive lineman jumped. I don't know whether they got back or not. May not. Might have been Willie Jones. Here it is.
That is very close to pass interference. Remember on a pass interference call that the defender has an equal opportunity to the football as does the receiver. But you can't go through the man. He almost went through.
Offside, defense, the left side of the defensive line, 3rd down.
The ball is at the 40-yard line. It's 2nd down goal to go. Just over 3 minutes left to go in the ball game. It is Oakland 27 and Houston 7.
Has to happen. They got to get a touchdown. They've got to get the ball back. And getting the ball back, they will undoubtedly try an onside kick. They need 3 touchdowns.
Caster in motion. Earl Campbell. They stand him up at about the 2-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and goal to go. Lester Hayes was there along with Rod Martin.
Giving the ball to Earl Campbell is a good thing. Down here, you're taking a look at 87, Dave Casper, blocking on Martin, and it's an excellent job. He was taking him any way that he possibly could. Earl Campbell cut to the outside, and that's the way that Martin went, and he helped make the tackle.
Matt Millen finally got there to help stop him. 1st down at the Raiders 45, 4:07 and counting, time remaining. Pass is complete to Renfro. Fumbles it. It is picked up by the Oakland Raiders. It is, guess who? Lester Hayes. Hayes reverses. He wants to use up the clock. No, they're going to bring it back. They blew the whistle. They said the play was dead at the 24-yard line. The Oilers will retain possession of the football. Burgess Owens is the man who made the hit.
This is a good throw by Stabler because he had to drill it in there between about 2 or 3 defensive players and over the head of Hendricks to Renfro, making the stop. And hey, that's very close, Charlie. He was up in the air.
I think that's the first call the officials have missed in this ball game.
He was. Take a look at that. He was up in the air.
He lost possession in the air. You're right.
He's got possession of it right now, so it hit a catch. He is hit right there. The headgear goes in and knocks that ball loose. And it's up in the air. He didn't hit the ground before the ball is lost.
And a flag is down on this play. That last play covered 21 yards.
Jennifer Kevin Smith is incomplete.
So we'll sort out the flags. Clock is stopped now with 3:27 left to go. Offsides against the Raiders.
The Raiders' brilliant defense meant to keep it that way. Lester Hayes made his 17th interception of the season, the all-time NFL high for 1 year. Another reason for Oakland's presence in this championship has been the play of the Raider defense, led by Miracle Man Lester Hayes, who paced the NFL with 13 interceptions. Hayes and his fellow Raider defenders will have their work cut out for them if they hope to stop John Jefferson and Don Coryell's devastating air attack. Pro Lester Hayes would make a statement to the Chargers. That statement: if you live by the pass, you can die by it as well. Amazingly, Hayes' interception was his 5th in the last 5 games. The Chargers were halted.
Otis McKinney in the lineup. Winslow is split left. Jefferson and Joyner to the right. Intercepted, and you know who. All the way to the 25-yard line goes Lester Hayes.
Lester Hayes able to anticipate, able to get a great jump on that ball. The receiver had fallen down on the play and just put himself beautifully in line.
Just win. Play hard. Try not to make mistakes. But don't worry about mistakes because there's only one thing that counts. Just win.